Here we go then with this week's stretch video, and it's the first brand new one in the last couple of weeks, mainly because just been really busy, schoolwork, boot camp, and yeah, the time has been moving so fast, not had time to produce a video. That also means I've not actually properly taken the time to stretch. So with that understanding, I'm going to go for a full body stretch today, something that's not too long, but where you stretch everything. Hopefully you can fit this in around about 20 minutes, and don't be like me and try and make time to stretch 2-3 times a week, just to keep that mobility and that flexibility and aid recovery from the other workouts and other training that you're doing. So assuming that you've been moving around, you might be doing this later in the day, you might be doing this after a workout or a run or something like that, and we'll get into the stretch workout. So we're going to start on the floor, on the mat, toes together, knees falling out to the side and into child's pose. Nice long stretch down through the back and the arms through the upper body. And your position will just be dependent on how you just fit into this movement. Longer legs, your knees might be a lot wider, you might have a longer reach forward, you might not be quite as far down. However it fits for you. Play with the hand width at the top, how that feels for a nice stretch down through the back. Stretching around through the hips, around the glutes. 20 to 30 seconds in each position. And if there's any positions that work really well for you, repeat them and utilise them more often within your other stretches. Up and then we're going to do an arm tuck, so we get a nice shoulder stretch coming round. We're still getting that nice lower body stretch. There we go. Feels really nice. Up and round. Across to the other side. Really nice, just rolling across the touch onto the shoulder. A nice stretch round. Really good. Okay, bring that just to all fours, and then we're going to just relax down, drop the stomach, and then stretch up. So cow at the bottom, cat stretch at the top. Just a little breathe in as we drop down. Little breath out at the top. And then just keep it fairly fluid, fairly good strong movement. Aim for a little tiny bit more stretch each time, not forcing it, just getting some space between the vertebrae. Back up again once more. Okay, hands forward a touch, feet out a touch, down stretching more into the lower body, still down through the upper body, down the back, just cycling through on the legs for the downward dog. I'm going to do 3 of these all together because we're going to do the pigeon stretch with this one as well in between. So this is our first one here. I've just got my heels down now. My knees are still got a tiny little bit of softness in them, not locked up. If I want some more stretch, I'm going to ease the head back and the shoulders back just a touch and increase the height of that V shape. Really good. Taking that forward, leg round and through, and we're through into the first pigeon stretch. Great one for the glutes and the lower back. If you're more flexible, you might be already further forward and down, but still good just to hold this up as well. And you can start here and then take it through as a progression either by repeating it or starting 20 seconds up, 30 seconds or so up, and then taking it down. Okay, I'm going to push this up. Back to that downward dog, little cycle, back into the stretch. This is definitely one of those ones that you can repeat, do more than one pigeon stretch each side. Nice long stretch through. Good pigeon stretch. I do find with the downward dog, depending on what exercise, what workouts I've been doing, if we're doing a lot of back focus movements, that starts to kind of build up lactic acid into my back. It starts being a stretch, it starts being more of a strength kind of hold. So don't downward dog for too long if you're feeling that getting tighter rather than benefiting from the stretch. So pigeon stretch on the other side, just moving that across to a nice position, a little extra stretch down. Really good. Okay then, taking this round, lying down next, we're going to bring the quads in. Really good way of stretching the quads without wobbling all over or having to lie on your side. I'm going to grab that sheet to my trainers, pull those heels right up, and I'm going to glute bridge up into the stretch. So I'm feeling the stretch here now in my quads. Quads working quite hard in boot camp, so I'm feeling that nicely. Excellent. Just relax it down. Shuffle my bum a tiny bit closer. Up and in again. So my glutes are working a little bit here to make this stretch happen. We've stretched them with the pigeon stretch, so we're going to re-stretch them afterwards as well. Come to tight for you. A couple more times through. So we're going to switch to stretching one leg out and then bringing one leg up into the hamstring stretch. A little bit of foot flexion, bring that towards you. If you bring your toe towards you more, you're going to stretch more down into the leg. Now just keep it quite relaxed, depending on how well you can grip round. This is where you can put a towel around as well if you like. Try and keep the hips fairly flat, pelvis fairly flat on the floor. Into that stretch, really nice. So the hamstrings go across the back of the knee and down into the glutes. So you might feel a little glute stretch, but mainly we're aiming to feel the stretch here at the back of the leg, coming towards the back of the knee. But they do wrap over both joints. Really good stretch there. That's great. And relaxing that down. Round to the side. Once again, we're going to do one each side. Aim to just progress the stretch within the time, but this is where you can repeat again. As flat as I can. Really good. relax that. Back to the first leg. I'm going to pop that knee over the other one. That might be enough to get a stretch round into the glutes. Or we're just going to lift this leg, bring this in, a little bit of push out on the elbow as well, and wrapping things up together. Not really a figure of eight, but it is looking like a pretzel stretch. That's what it's called. Just keep that heel across that knee. Now, push a little bit. Just feel this, get a nice position into that. So you get a nice stretch. The outside of the glute here. Really good. Okay, take swapping round again. Other side. Tighter on this side. Really good. Relaxing there. Just going to bring this up. And then into a deep squat stretch. Just go steady standing up after that time on the floor, and then tension out as well. Onto the knees. So we stretch the adductors on the inside and the glute stretch as well. Everything in the lower body stretching, because we've gone as far down as we can around the legs, getting the quad stretched, everything stretched there. And ease that up. There we go. So, as I said, first time properly stretching in a couple of weeks. That feels really good. So, maintain a routine where you keep some stretching in for your recovery, mobility and flexibility.